This is a video of Tract 8 up at the Lake of the Ozarks. We just took a left off of Stoddard Lane onto Fisher's Cove, and the land begins on the left side. We pulled off a paved road onto a gravel road, and here you get to see the worst part of the property right away. This is probably where the landing was, where the loggers loaded their trucks. This was recently logged. We've got bad ruts. We've got a bunch of, I guess what they call slash. It's what's left over from trimming the logs and loading the trucks, and that's really ugly. We'll get around the corner here. The land is on the left, like I said. Try to get a couple pictures. Okay. But we're about to get to the really good part about this property, and the reason you're probably watching this video. Off to the right, you can see the Lake of the Ozarks. In a moment, straight ahead, you can see the Lake of the Ozarks. Off to your left, you can see the Lake of the Ozarks. The property is still on the left, by the way. And it stays on the left. We're going down a hill. Let's back up a little bit. Hopefully no one's behind us. I've driven by this property once or twice before we got a hold of it. This will be my first time actually setting foot on the property. I'm just going to pull over to the side here. Okay. Okay, here we go. It's funny on this property, if it's anything like the others, there are areas where it was logged really heavily, and there are areas that weren't touched at all. This little spot that we're walking into wasn't touched at all. Apparently it didn't have the type of marketable timber that the logger was going after. And then after we go 100 feet or so, we get into an area where it was logged heavily. There you go. You can see that this was logged fairly heavily. We got a smoking deal on a ton of property up here. What we're doing is selling it just as we bought it. Normally what we would do is spend a while, get our skid loaders and get our guys together, and we'd clean this stuff up a little bit. And it doesn't take that long to make it look pretty good. What we've decided to do here is sell it just as it is. We've dropped the price. You're buying it at its worst. Mother Nature will clean this up within a few years, or you can do it yourself. It's surprising what you can accomplish in a day with a chainsaw and a tractor or a skid loader. And there are rental places. There's a rental place in Camdenton that rents just about any piece of equipment you could need. But the truth is, if you just wait a few years, a lot of this stuff will just rot away, and the trees and everything will grow back up, and it'll look pretty decent. That's the best way to deal with it. Buy Lakeview land for the price of recreation land, and just wait a little while. There you can see the lake through the trees. Property has quite a bit of frontage on the gravel road. So you've got your choice of building sites. And as we move toward the road, that lake view will probably get better and better. Very nice. So we're getting down toward the south side of the property. My camera looks fuzzy. I hope the whole video isn't fuzzy. Well, we'll see. We're closer to the water. You've got a great view of the water. But if you were to go back up and build toward the top, you may have an even better view. If you removed a lot of these little trees, you would really maximize the lake's view. It can be hard for some people to envision on a property that's just been logged, because they're looking at the limbs and what's left over. It's hard to envision that this is really a top scale, top tier type of property with the lake view like this. Really, really hard to find. Looking through the trees at the lake. Pretty spectacular. Awesome chance for someone to earn some sweat equity in your property. Go ahead and clean it up. Open up a few of these smaller trees and improve that view. And you're really going to increase the price of what's already a really nice property. So that is Tract 8 at the Lake of the Ozarks. Take a look at the maps and aerials to get a better idea how it sits. You can certainly drive on out here and take a look at it. It goes down to the county road. Almost looks like an old driveway. Needs a little work. Could be brought back to life. Very cool property. Tough to find something like this. Clean it up and resell it if you like. Sell it back to us. We just have too much right now. We can't do all these projects, so we're selling these just as they sit. Good chance to get a well-priced property.